Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Episode 39.
Is it?
Sponsored by
40?
fucking 40, baby.
Damn.
Sponsored by Valley Wide Glass. Kevin.
Is the man. Kevin's a cool motherfucker, isn't he?
He is cool. He's got a fucking crazy ass story, getting
Hell
locked
yeah.
up.
Cool
Some
bastard.
crazy
right there.
shit.
Fuck, thanks, Kev.
How you been
Valley-wide
feeling
glass.
this fight camp?
Yes. Well, technically, fight camp started Monday, and it's only Wednesday, but we've been pretty much doing fight camp, just not necessarily all as intense the last 3 weeks, but fucking feel good.
This is probably the best shape you've been in going into a fight
Absolutely,
camp. Absolutely,
100%. 100%. I feel like we got sparring today, and I feel fucking good. The way I'm eating is helping the way I sleep. Dude, we'll talk about it later. We're going to have Dan Garner on the show, but I was eating eggs every single day, and I want to talk to him about that too. And he said that it caused inflammation in my body, like quite a bit.
Dude.
And I was doing it every day. And remember how out every day I'm like, I'm more sore than I should be. I hurt always.
Literally, when I woke up this morning, I was like, Sugar's got to be dying. And then I thought, I'm like, I wonder if he is dying.
I was hurting yesterday.
Oh, I thought you were going to be fucked up today for how hard we trained yesterday. Or, like, you did that morning session, too. But.
And that wrestling practice yesterday. I was like, yesterday, when you guys were doing jiu-jitsu and I was just watching, I was in pain. I was sore. My body hurt.
Yeah.
But I did the cold, hot.
Because you didn't have caffeine to go for practice either, or coffee.
Oh, I had tea. I had green tea, which is a little bit of caffeine, but.
Well, dude, I was thinking, too, I'm going to talk to Garner about it, too, but imagine how many people are eating shit that their body reacts to bad, and it's causing inflammation, causing acne, causing all this inflammation in their gut, and then it's making them anxious, and they're not sleeping good, and it's causing this big thing because they're eating something that everyone else says is really healthy, but for their body,
It makes
it's not.
me feel stupid telling someone, you got to eat this. It's like, I don't fucking know what you got to be eating.
I don't fucking know either.
But that's why Paul says, eat this, see how you feel for a week. Eat this, see how you feel.
Yeah.
That's why Paul always said that, and I don't know, I wasn't very good at. I didn't know eggs were causing inflammation. That was the last thing I would have thought of. Like, I was trying to eat perfect, what I thought was perfect, and I was still hurting. Fucking
dude,
crazy.
it
It's
is
so
fucking
sweet that he's
crazy.
going to be on.
I know, I'm pumped. It's going to be sweet. So, our weekend, we went to Montana, and the trip was good. Overall, it was good. It was nice because, Sugar came. I had my car. I was house sitting for my brother, and he's got a pretty sweet place. He's got goats, and in Helena, there's a real food store, so we were able to eat good, and each day we got a good training session in.
Dude, the trip, we made the best of it for sure. It was cold, and there's just not. It was fine because, like you said, your brother's house was sweet. The goats were there. We got chicken eggs. That was pretty fun.
That was sweet.
Go check out those. But the fucking best part was just getting ripped and just
Getting nice
laughing.
and high. But, dude, it was a trip being around my dad, wasn't it? And I don't know if he was having a bad day or what, but
Bad couple days.
so fucking negative. Like, negative. And I'm just trying to explain to him, always being positive and thankful. And, like, I'm around a good group of people down here, and we're eating good, and life's, like, pretty good down here. But him is just like, no, you just don't. You have your tunnel vision on. You need to open your eyes to all the shit and the bad shit going on in the world. I'm like, what?
It was a weird perspective. It was really weird.
I didn't get mad. Like, before I would get mad. I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I'm like, I was trying to really see it from the perspective he was coming from.
Yeah.
He's around people every day that are like sick, unhappy, living in an unhappy place. He didn't have like the teachers growing up that I had. He traveled the carnival from when he was 14 till almost 20 years old, traveling with the carnival, not going to school, not in sports. We've listened to thousands now of podcasts of smart people, and he hasn't listened to that stuff. So his perspective of the world is so much different than mine. So I wasn't I wasn't getting super mad, but I was like kind of taken back about it a little bit.
Yeah,
because the old school perspective is get a 9-to-5, buy some things that make you happy, buy a boat, buy some things that make you happy, get your job, make sure your credit's good. If your credit's not good, then you're fucked. Your life's over if your credit's not good. You might as well just be living in a depressive state if your credit's fucked. I'm like, okay.
I know,
like,
that was
what?
super weird being around.
But and like I said, maybe, and then after I talked to him about it, because all the shit I was saying made sense. Right?
And it made sense to him too, in a way to where he would keep saying being negative, but he would try to change his perspective at the
a
same
little
time.
bit. But then I'm
still,
like, he's never around anyone who's talking like that
No.
ever. So he probably doesn't know really how to
he
react.
would wake up pissed.
Yeah.
If he slept, just like fuck, god damn it, today my fucking truck.
Yeah.
Like just constantly.
And then
it was sad.
But then
in a way.
when I saw him at the fights, he's like, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm like super proud of you and all the stuff I'm doing because now I'm running a gym. We're gonna be like making a living off running a gym, working an hour, 2 hours a day, and then we're doing our podcast and training you and doing these things that are super unfamiliar to like Montana people,
untraditional. They didn't
untraditional.
know idea that you could even do this stuff.
Man, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, Dad, does it like you could focus on all the negative shit in your life, or you could focus on the positive shit. And I was like, think we could make this time right now when we're at the house negative, but we're sitting here. We just ate a good ass meal. We're in a nice house. We got a truck with gas. We can have water if we want. We can do whatever we want. I'm like, that's fucking living the dream right there.
Yeah.
Compared to other people's lives.
And what he was taken back, like
He was like,
right.
yeah, you're right. You're right. It is what you make it.
It's almost
so he was
needs
agreeing.
that reminder.
I think he just needed time to think about it
Totally.
on his own.
Totally.
And be like, so that was pretty fucking crazy. But like I said, the old school perspective. Growing up in that older school day and age, they didn't have internet. So they didn't have internet. They didn't have ways to
Learn the stuff we can learn.
well, learn the stuff we can learn and say
Or make money.
make money from the stuff, or that wasn't around. So it's like, oh, you're living in this fantasy world. You got to get a job 9 to 5 and just fucking hate your life. But you got your job, so you're good. You're doing what's right.
Right.
That old school like American dream. Get a 9 to 5. Get a fucking
He was
big
like almost
mortgage.
kind of at first like mad that you weren't working. Like, why don't you go work like the rest of them?
Yeah.
like,
Get a
kind of
job like the rest of
Almost
us.
jealous in a way, but kind of came off mean. Like, why don't you just go work like the rest of us? It's like, why would I? I'm making just as much money working a couple hours a week rather than 40.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, maybe he could have slept bad, and he has a. But then, like, he's managing those apartments, so he's around fucking
A lot of
meth
stress.
heads,
Dude,
meth
fuck
heads.
stress.
Well, and then he works nights too, so he works nights at the press, so his sleep's just fucked. There's not a health food store in Great Falls. There's one small little one, 2J's, but everything overpriced.
Blow
But,
Jays.
so you can't eat healthy really there. You're not doing anything you really like. So I was really just trying to not get mad and be like, what? You don't think I'm doing good? Just see it from how he's seeing it.
Yeah.
It's way fucking different. He had a way different upbringing than me. Like, we both had good fucking upbringings. Like, really good upbringings. We had a roof over our head. We had food. Like,
Bitches.
we had bitches.
The
It's crazy shit.
Yeah, that was. It's always good to go back there just to remember how sweet we have it here.
Yeah.
Like it is nice to just go back. Like being at the airport, it's like fuck. But it's like, all right,
Yeah.
we're just makes us more thankful being here.
And I like what the Eckert said. He's like, when you're around family members who aren't quite as like conscious of their thoughts or conscious of how they're acting, or they're not conscious of it, it should just make you more conscious. Don't like feed into it and give into it, because they're used to seeing you as little Tim, little Tim, or as the little guy. So that's what they see you as. So I liked what he said. I wasn't letting it like get me pissed off, and because when you're around your family, they'll make you feel like your old self back in the day.
It's so fucking weird, like, because we were at the fights, and, like, I did a signing there, so I had a bunch of people from, like, high school, and it's, like, how different I am from even last year. Just last year. These guys are the same as they were 6 years ago, whatever, when I was in fucking high school. Like, they're the same people. Kind of like, I could see that they were the same. I was like, what the fuck? And it's trippy. I feel like in Montana is just not as much self-growth, just kind of going with the motion. But there is, like, it's what you make it. Montana's just hard to fucking...
Yeah, it is hard.
Cold
well, just
weather.
like my dad said too. He's like, I run into some of your friends from high school, and they got all these kids, and they're getting heavy, and they just don't look happy. And he's like, yeah, you don't want that. So it was kind of making sense to him, but
Yeah.
I bet you it was.
But then you leave, and it's just same shit. Fuck.
fuck.
So it's sad.
It is.
And he
sad.
doesn't want to come to Phoenix he just doesn't want. He just says it just doesn't seem realistic.
Well,
Almost.
did you hear him when he said, "Oh no, fuck that. It's too nice. I've moved to San Diego for a while. It's just too fucking nice.
The weather was too perfect. Too much
Fuck
happiness. He was like being sarcastic, like funny. But I'm
Yeah.
like, but really, why not?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he just doesn't think it's realistic. I'm gonna message Garner and tell him 15-minute countdown just so he's ready.
Do it. And I think he is ready because I said talk to you soon, and he said,
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna text him if you do. But yeah, it's weird being back there. But like you said, if we had in the summer had a place out by your brother's,
"Oh,
hang out with the goats, fucking all
How
that.
sweet was it going to get our fresh egg?"
That was cool. Except for I ate it and it caused inflammation. But it was so good. It was
But I want to get a
delicious.
goat and I can milk its tits.
Dude, if I walked out and you were fucking sucking on your goat's tit, I wouldn't be surprised.
Get nutrition.
You're like, yeah, but yeah, why would you have a boner? Is what I would
How
be
good is
wondering.
this Honey Mama's chocolate?
I can't believe they sent us those. That was so cool.
That was nice as fuck of them. I'll
The
give you a
best-
piece, JX.
the best chocolate I've ever had.
It is, because look, in this chocolate, it's made with coconut meat, dark cocoa, and raw local honey. That's all
Isn't
it
it
is.
dark cacao?
Cocoa.
Cacao.
Cacao's different.
Doesn't it say dark cacao?
Cocoa.
Cacao.
C-O. Not
Oh.
C-A.
Some
Here,
of them are
Jay.
made with dark cacao. Looks like a fucking turd.
Little turd stick. But it was good hanging out with your family, too, and I smoked you in croquet, is it?
Can I have a little bit?
Go ahead.
That game, you did. You were actually fucking pretty goddamn good at that game. It pissed me off. But yeah, that game was fun, huh? We should get a little thing out here going. But yeah, seeing Arya, my older brother's daughter, just fucking cute as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need that much, Shelby.
You can't have it.
Yeah, it was fun. Mom, Dad, our Daniel. Everyone seemed to be doing pretty good. Like, it looked like they were doing good, like actually doing good. So it was nice.
I thought that too. Your mom looked happy, like she was getting fixed up, looking good. And
Whoa.
Your dad, sorry, brother. We made out, but
fucking Tim's
wasn't a-
dad tried fucking my mom. Said,
Well, I
your
said-
hair looks sexy.
I said, Dad, this is Sugar's mom, Michelle. And then I gave her a comment. I was like, I like your hair. It looks good. And my dad's like, hell yeah, it looks sexy. And I was like, hell yeah.
So they fucked. Dude, what if they had a baby and then me and you literally were half brothers?
No, I'd be your. No,
Stepbrother.
I'm gonna fuck your mom, and I'm gonna be your stepdad.
That'd be sick. That'd be sick.
Go to your room.
Fuck that, dude. Me and
No,
Margie.
go to your fucking room.
Dude, me and Margie
No.
got a thing.
Margie's a saint. She's a JW. Remember?
She is JW, I bet.
Let's talk about this a little bit.
Okay, for sure, yeah. So like this a little bit. I want to tell their story about when we took some rips and drove to my grandma's.
Go ahead.
This fucking kid has got to be one of the dumbest motherfuckers. So we take some rips, going to my grandma's. I'm fucking toasted off my ass just because we were enjoying ourselves. I'm not driving. I'm chilling on my phone. Tim's in his brother's truck. And it's a long dirt road that no one's on before you get to the main road. And I feel Tim kind of swerve, and I look up, and the fucker's looking at his phone. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing, just sit on the couch surfing. I said, no, bitch, you're not. You're driving. He's like, oh, yeah. Fucking kept driving.
I
That
knew
shit-
what I was doing, bitch.
That was the fucking funniest thing ever. I probably laughed another 10 minutes. My abs were hurting the way you said it. Nothing, brother. Just sit on the couch surfing.
I was high as shit, weren't you?
Yeah. That was fucking funny. That was too funny. God, those goats, dude. It's weird being around animals that you're not really around too much.
Yeah, it is. They were fucking
crazy.
pretty cool.
That was cool.
Okay, so we're gonna do some save Instagram posts. We want to do some recorded swipes on Tinder and Bumble. We're not sure if we're gonna get in trouble, but we're gonna test it out. So this week's Instagram post we'll talk about. Jim Carrey, how smart is he, dude?
Yeah. I actually just watched a YouTube video on him yesterday or the other day. It was
Like-
fucking. I was
Like
Jimmy,
this
man.
post. Depression is your avatar telling you it's tired of being the character you're trying to play.
Fuck.
Or
That's good.
when you truly don't care what the fuck anyone thinks of you, you've reached a dangerous level of freedom.
Whew,
That one's really good.
that is. I like that.
That's really good.
I want to get that on in my house somewhere.
That'd be good.
Damn.
I like
Send
this
that.
one. I will. You stop explaining yourself when you realize people only understand from their level of perception. I thought that one was really fucking
We read that
good.
a long time ago.
And it's huge, dude, because you tell someone something, they're not seeing it how you fucking see it. They're not in that same place.
That goes back to with your dad.
Exactly,
That's
dude.
good.
Exactly.
That's fucking solid, like an elk boner.
How about this one? There are 3 solutions to every problem. Accept it, change it, or leave it. If you can't accept it, change it. If you can't change it, then leave it.
Fuck.
That's good. Well, people bitching about shit. It's like, quit bitching about it. Just change it. Okay, if you can't change it, then you really need to just learn to accept it. You got hurt.
Powerful tool.
Or say you got hurt. You're in injury. It's like, is it better to just sit there and stress about it and be like, fuck, I got this injury, and just beat yourself up? Say, okay, I'm accepting this injury. Now I need to write down what I got to do to get better. And that's it.
Dominic Cruz was just talking about this on the Ariel Helwani podcast, talking about his injuries. It's like, I wouldn't take any of them back. Those were all good for me. And I'm going to look at, and I'm not gonna, you'll never hear me complain about those injuries. That fucker's been through some injuries too.
Holy shit, he has. I don't know why this stopped recording, but we'll just keep it at that for the first one, the short little sweet one. But it'll be good. We can do our screen recorder. Check out our weekly Instagram posts that stuck out to us, whether it's jiu-jitsu, knockouts, good quotes, fat tits,
big tits. Oh yeah. Also, we might be working on this Patreon thing, and what it is you guys. We're gonna continue to do these podcasts, YouTube, all that stuff. So these you don't have to, but you can subscribe. I think we're gonna do like $3 a month. We're gonna come out with a extra podcast a month, a technique video of us hitting mitts or doing some kind of grappling, some kind of meal plan, cooking, going to Sprouts, grocery shopping. $3 a month. Subscribe, you'll get all that extra content. So in the in the comments, let us know if you guys would be interested in that, and we'll kind of go from there because we're not sure if we're gonna do it, but.
Yeah.
We could put out so much more content for you guys, and if you guys are willing to fucking, like, obviously it's going to cost us time, money, so
yeah,
let us know in the comments.
And that's exactly it. Like, we're thinking we'd do $3 a month if you're a subscriber, and that would get you 2 extra podcasts a month, 1 food or cooking video blog a month where it's a simple meal, something that we eat every day, shakes, whatever, 1 a month. 1 MMA or jiu-jitsu technique a month. A super simple one that even if you don't do MMA or jiu-jitsu, that you can do
with your boyfriend.
Yeah, with whoever. And then we like on merch, we could do a percentage on merch. But like he said, there's a bunch of more content we could get out there if you guys want to do it. And all the money will be used to just keep improving the fucking podcast. So $3 a month, let us know. We'll have Jax put a post on the beginning, Patreon, yes or no. You guys subscribe $3 a month and get a bunch of extra shit.
And I need to know in the comments, who the fuck has ever gotten a blowjob with condom on? Yes.
Dude, it wasn't my choice.
Not just once, though.
Multiple times, and it wasn't my choice. Okay. So I'm a junior in high school. Shut up, bitch.
I'm sweating.
Okay. So I'm a junior in high school, dating this sophomore chick. She's a virgin.
Underage.
No, she's sophomore. I'm junior. We're having sex, just figuring things out, you know. She gets off, sucks my wiener with the condom on until I finish. And then we made that a regular thing. And I don't know why, but
I wonder how that feels. I'm gonna ask Danny.
It feels pretty good. You can't really feel it.
You're like, oh.
It's more of a visual. But it's pretty good.
Let's ask Garner. Garner, you ever got your dick sucked with condom on, brother? That shit's funny.
Fucking little dude Eckert's growing fast,
Jesus
isn't he?
Christ, yeah, he is.
Petrie.
That's
the girls brought Eckert over and they had a little hot tub sesh, and Petrie freaked the fuck out on Eckert, I guess.
He didn't freak the fuck. He was letting him know, it's my house, bitch. You want to fuck?
And Eckert said, "Cool, dude, it's your house," and he still kept
punking
his ass.
That's what we do.
Fucking bullies, dude.
Well, Pete obviously knows a good dog from a bad dog. Man, he just thought Eckert wasn't a good dog.
Why? Because he's black?
That's something you gotta ask Pete.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, holy shit.
He honestly likes Beetle. She's black.
Well, what do you say we get a call going to Garner?
You want me to text him?
I think I could just call him right now.
But yeah, you want to give him a little heads up?
Go ahead.
So you ready? Don't call him yet, because I don't want him to be fucking taking a shit and then have to answer. Like, oh.
Take it down for what we're doing. Recording.
So Garner. I just text him. Oh, whew, laughing like that gets my lungs going. It's weird. I haven't been high. I slept good as fuck last night.
I was pumped like on that trip how good we ate.
Yeah.
We made sure all our food's clean, because that's another thing.
Store.
When I go to like Montana or something, and you're around the people that just aren't doing super healthy shit, it just a little bit makes you, like at your parents' house when we had those elk burgers, and your mom's like, "You want a bun?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna have a bun. It sounds good." But then I thought about it. I'm like, no,
not worth it.
I don't need a fucking bun, a fat bun that's gonna sit in my gut,
not digest. Yeah, fuck that.
Maybe if it was a good organic good bun, but I was like, nah.
So you're too good for my mom's buns? I thought
No, it's just the people you're surrounding yourself
No,
with.
yeah.
You're gonna fucking probably do the shit they're
Garner
doing.
hasn't messed.
I'll just give him a ringy.
God, laughing like that made my lungs hurt. Maximize the screen, Jobin. That's
How do you do it?
that green one.
But I want to make sure it's recording too.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that didn't work out. So, did you tell him what time Arizona time is?
Hey, Dan.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to skip that one.
I said 1:30,
Oh yeah, but did you know Arizona time? His
but
time.
it's 1:20. Here we go. Hey, Dan. It's recording.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, Dan?
Here, let me turn this video on. Or can you turn the video on your end?
Yeah, just give me 1 second, okay?
Okay.
Told you. That was that's good. It's our first time doing this, so we're still trying to kind of figure it out a little bit too.
Have it like that, Jay.
It's all good.
Sweet.
I'm gonna get. Should be. Hold on
Do we
here.
split screen it?
It's already pre-split. As soon as his comes on, it should.
Pop up. Jump in the screen, sugar.
Scoot it back a little bit. Hey,
What's
what's
up,
up, Dan?
Dano?
Damn, that's a sweet little setup you got going on.
Is that your studio
Yeah,
there?
buddy. You got yeah. This is I'm at old hockeytraining.com world headquarters here.
Damn, hell yeah.
That's badass. I just. How's your podcast going? What number are you on?
Dude, I've got 3 podcasts, so I create content like crazy. I've got my Create Freedom podcast where I help people with their business coaching online just for sports and nutrition stuff. And then I've got my Garner Report podcast, and then I got my hockey training podcast. My hockey podcast, I've recorded about 70 episodes. The Garner Report, I've recorded about another 70 episodes. And then the Create Freedom, I think I'm around 50 or so right now.
Damn, hell yeah.
Dude, that's so badass. So
Yeah.
how did me and you meet? I remember we were hanging out. I was hanging out with Dr. Andy Galpin after the Joe Rogan podcast at one of the UFC fights, and I wanted to get my blood work checked out, and he said the man is Dan Garner. So I think that's when me and you got in contact, and then I didn't end up doing it. And then Sugar was talking about always worrying about his gut and always something going on in training with his gut and not really sure if he's eating this. And he'd always complain like, God, I just feel like whey protein's not good for me and all this stuff. So I was like, well, let's get you in contact with Dan Garner. And you tested his poop, his pee, his saliva,
Blood,
all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So you want me to get into that a little bit here?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, for sure. So getting into that, when it comes to that kind of stuff, yeah, Galpin put us together back in the day. I think it was about a year or so ago. Me and Tim got hooked up. But then Tim, if I remember correctly, did you break your jaw?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. I remember that. Yeah, because I think that's what kind of halted us at the time. But I remember we were going to work together, and then what I essentially do is my job, first and foremost, to put it simple, is to take out the guesswork. That's what I do. I'm a very big fan of respecting both the science and art of nutrition coaching. And when it comes to marrying those two together, that's when you can really take out the guesswork, because you use the lifestyle analysis from Sean himself. I want to know Sean's goals. I want to know how he feels about his body, because he knows his body better than I ever will, regardless of the lab analysis. You need to combine the both. So a series series of questionnaires needs to be outlined because not everything that counts can be counted. You know, we're always trying to quantify things in modern time, but subjective measures are just as relevant as quantitative measures when it comes to nutrition. So I have Sean fill out a series of assessments so I can really get an insight on all that stuff. And then we go through the labs. So the labs is where we start taking out a lot of the guesswork. So you're bang on the money. I do saliva, urine, stool, and blood analysis to get a full comprehensive layout on his vitamin mineral status, his antioxidant status, his inflammation status, all of his sex hormones, how well he's recovering, how much stress he is impeding upon his body. So that gives me insight on how much recoverable training volume that he can go through. So lots of stuff here that we could get into for a very long time, including the microbiome, lots of stuff there. And essentially the idea is to marry the science and art of programming to create the perfect program by listening to absolutely everything Sean has to say about himself and his training, but then using the objective measures of every last piece of data I can get to take out the guesswork and make the perfect plan for him.
That's awesome. So like things like foods that people have no idea, like for sugar, for instance, like moderately reactive to things like banana, pineapple, honeydew, cashews, white potatoes, whey, and cow's milk. And all those things you said would cause inflammation in the gut, which in turn would just cause problems everywhere, cause problems with sleep, cause problems with your digestion, cause problems literally with anything. So how many people in the world are eating things that they think are healthy that are causing a bunch of inflammation and causing a bunch of fucking problems, and they don't even know it?
Dude, a ton of people. It's in my practice, I'm working with some of the healthiest people on the planet, like Sugar. These are the people I work with. I work with top business execs and professional athletes, and there are so many people who consistently on a regular basis have foods that they're sensitive to. And that's kind of the reason why they end up finding their way to me. They just, I'm eating the right things. I'm on the right training program. I'm doing the right stuff, but I still don't feel optimal. I still don't feel like I'm that next level version of myself that I know the potential is there. That's why people come to me. And to kind of backtrack and answer your question as to why a lot of people continue to eat these things is because of food sensitivity symptoms may not present themselves for up to 18 hours later.
Damn.
So Sugar being sensitive to eggs, he might get bloating at 6 p.m. and think it was due to his dinner, but it would actually have been from his eggs. So it's very hard to pin down unless you do labs.
Damn, yeah, because I would eat eggs pretty much every single day, and I would always tell Tim, I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm always getting hurt somewhere. It's my back, my elbow, my knees. I'm constantly inflamed. Like I wake up, I'm stiff, and I don't know. I was trying to eat as what I thought perfect, and I would try it, but just never knew. I'm so fucking glad we got that done. And because lately, I feel like I recovered. I trained hard Monday and Tuesday, and then I took this morning off, and I feel ready to go for Wednesday's practice. I'm already recovered, and I was literally so sore Tuesday night, and I was so sore yesterday, and I feel really good right now, and it's fucking that food I'm eating that you have me eating.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
And not only
that's good stuff, because that's what it should feel like. A lot of people don't know how good the human body is actually designed to feel. You're supposed to feel like a freaking boss. That's when your physiology, your hormones, your vitamins, minerals, your inflammation, your recovery, that's when everything is firing at a 5 out of 5 level, not a 3 out of 5 or a 4 out of 5. And doing all this stuff, it's great to hear you say that, because you aren't what you can do. You only are what you can recover from. If you're not recovering from your training, then you're going to end up building a deeper and deeper fatigue debt going into fight camp. But when you can train twice a day and train hard and wake up the next day ready to rock, that's where we want to be all fight camp. And to be perfectly honest, I know that you guys love talking about nutrition, but in my world, my job is to actually have Sugar not even have to think about nutrition. I know I've done my job when he's not thinking, am I going to be on weight? I'm not recovering from this. I'm not feeling well. When all of those things are gone and he's allowed to only think about skills and strategy and tactics and what he's going to do to actually win the fight, that's when I know I've done my job, because the nutrition's doing everything that it should be doing in the background, and he can focus on being a better fighter.
Such a mental advantage too, like going into practices, like knowing I got the right nutrition to go into this practice, and for my post I know I'm getting the right recovery. So yeah, like you said, I don't have to think about, and my girl Danny, she's been huge help prepping everything, but it's so nice not having to think like, what am I gonna have before? I don't know if I should have this before practice or if I should have this. Right now I just have it fucking on my fridge, and I have it in the fridge, so I'm ready to eat, and it's fucking perfect.
And there's still people, still people at the top level in the UFC who like aren't doing this, and I think that's why I'm just so pumped that we found you and finally got to working with you. I think you're going to be a big reason why Sugar is going to be the UFC champ.
Huge. In
his mind, he doesn't have to question it. He's going to bed, his gut's not bloating, he doesn't have gas. He's literally healing all night before through the night and ready to go the next day. It's fucking huge help. I'm so pumped about it.
Yeah, man, I'm pumped that you guys had me on board, and you hit the nail on the head. There are so many athletes out there who still don't do this comprehensive approach, and it travels back to even the elite athletes. They still don't know how good the body's designed to feel, and when they get on that right system, it's one of those moments where it's like, shit, I wish I'd been doing this all along. Yeah. It's a totally different game.
So something like simple that everyone I think can incorporate is literally just the things you have Sugar doing in the morning. 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, 1 pinch of Himalayan sea salt or Celtic salt, and 12 ounces of water. Could you real quick just go through kind of like the benefits of that?
Sure thing. So when it comes to that kind of combination in the morning, and it's very practical for everybody to get done, there's a lot that goes into it. So first and foremost, you've just got your hydration. Hydration is something that has to be on point. You guys are in Phoenix, Arizona. Like you're sweating a lot there. Mm-hmm. If the AC's not on, it's gonna be hot there. It's not like in Canada where I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, Sugar's got his water right now. So it's hydration super important. And what we know actually from the literature is amazing that it's not talked about more often. 0.5% loss in body water actually increases the stress on the heart. So your heart actually will start beating faster. And we know from literature that exercise-induced fatigue is directly correlated with a higher heart rate. So when your heart rate gets elevated, your own body's nervous system will say, hey, calm down. We're going to reduce your performance because we don't want your heart rate reaching too high levels. Just dehydration alone, only 0.5% loss in body water can begin to create that. A 1% loss in body water reduces your cardiovascular capability. So you literally have less cardio, no matter how in shape you are, you literally have less cardio if you've only lost 1% of your body water. At a 2% loss in body water, we reduce muscular endurance. So this is repeated contraction, something like keeping your jab out there or fighting for a position up against the cage. This is all lactic muscular endurance. At a 2% loss in body water, you immediately lose that. At a 3% loss in body water, you reduce your muscle strength. So this is where your KO power becomes right down. Again, regardless of your natural ability, regardless of your skill development, a 3% loss in body water reduces your strength. And last but not least, a 4% loss in body water reduces your mental capacity and your coordination. So your skill development, your footwork, your timing, your remembering of the strategy in the game plan. I mean, at just a 4% loss in body water, we've lost our coordination, our mental capacity, our strength, our muscular endurance, and we've increased stress on our heart. So when you are in camp, when you're in Phoenix, or if anybody's in camp and sweating a lot, you want to enter the day optimally hydrated. You should be optimally hydrated all the time. And I think that starting the day with a big glass of water is a great way to start that, because you've been dehydrated throughout the night by not drinking. And then I like to add in the pink salt on top of that because a lot of people undereat salt and it's completely unfounded. I think that adding salt in is fantastic because salt's required for muscular contraction. We use sodium to contract muscles and we use potassium to relax muscles, but we lose twice as much sodium during sweat than we do potassium. So we need to replete more sodium than we do potassium throughout the day. It's one of the big reasons why an old gym shirt will have a white lining on the armpits of it, because salt will slowly build up in there over time because you're losing so much more salt than potassium. And then apple cider vinegar on top of that. When it comes to people, and we kind of already talked about how many people are eating things that they're sensitive to. This is because they have a gut problem. And apple cider vinegar is one of the best evidence-based ways in which you can start improving your gut health in a very, very simple way. It's something, there's a lot of, say, naturopathic remedies and things out there that are unfounded by science. Apple cider vinegar is not one of them. This is an absolutely good thing that people can take. That's anti-parasitic, it's antifungal, it's antibacterial. It stimulates hydrochloric acid secretion in the stomach, which helps people digest their protein better. And one of the biggest benefits of it is it improves your glucose tolerance. So your blood sugar levels are going to be a lot more stable from a high-carb meal, which I want sugar's energy levels to be even throughout the day. I don't want them to have highs and lows because that doesn't work well for mental capacity or physical exertion. So keeping them nice and stable is what helping the apple cider vinegar is gonna help with, in addition to his gut health. Sodium's going to help with that muscular contraction, and water's going to help with pretty much everything. So real easy way to start the day.
That's awesome. And it's not table salt. It's Himalayan sea salt and Celtic salt, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So it's not just sodium chloride. It's we want some form of colored salt in there because colored salt naturally contains many other minerals as well that are important.
Oh, that's awesome.
Damn,
one thing I was curious about on Sugar's thing, for the shakes, you were having him mix it with just water and not like an almond milk or you were just having just a water base.
Yep.
How
Yeah,
come?
so that's just to keep hydration going and to keep calories under control. So although we take in a lot of subjective measures and listening to people, we still always have to respect the laws of science. And in 4+ decades of research, energy balance has never, ever been disproven, meaning the calories you take in per day in the form of food and drink versus the calories you expend on a daily basis in the form of your normal metabolic processes and your physical exertion during training, that balance is going to regulate your body weight. So lots of times, due to the huge variation that we can see in milk and almond milk and these different flavored things in terms of how many calories they contain, I like to just eliminate that problem altogether for fight camp and only have water to support hydration and keep calories where they should be, the way in which I've already calculated them, because his calories and his macronutrients, protein, carbs, fats, omegas, everything's been preset out and is very controlled to create the perfect plan for him. So I like to remove variability when possible.
That's sweet. And then you have me taking my supplements halfway through eating. That's something I didn't really understand. Just kind of take them when I remember in the morning or at night or whatever. How come you have me taking them halfway through my meals?
2 reasons. Number one, it increases the absorption of the supplements you're taking because it's being sandwiched in with whole food and going through that major digestive process. And number 2, did you guys catch me there? Did it pause for a second?
It did a little bit, but you were good.
We're good?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So two reasons. The first one is it does increase absorption of the supplement that you're taking because it's going through a much lengthier digestive process by being right in the center of the meal. So it's not going through too quick of a process before or after. So we're increasing absorption this way. But one of the biggest reasons why I do this is to reduce any form of nausea. A lot of supplements can cause nausea or acid reflux in people if they have them on an empty stomach or after a meal. And it's something that's happened time and time and time again. Someone will have a multivitamin, they'll feel a little sick or they'll feel a little off. We add it with a meal and that goes away right away. So it helps make sure that he's absorbing his food, he's absorbing his supplements better, which means that he's investing his money in supplements and not spending his money on supplements.
That's good.
And then it also helps remove nausea as well.
Sweet.
And for the average person who's not really training twice a day or a professional athlete, the average person can probably get most of their nutritional stuff through just the food.
Yeah, I would say so. When you are, but the thing is, the average person also doesn't eat that well. So it depends how we're defining average, right?
Yeah.
The average person eats fast food and eats everything they're sensitive to. So it's a hard thing to balance. But I would absolutely agree with you. If your physical energy expenditure isn't anything like it is sugars, then whole foods, getting good organic vegetables in, getting fruits in, these are all things that you're going to be able to sustain life in the absence of supplementation. I think the only things we could recommend for the average person that they're probably lacking are omega-3s, just because most people don't have enough salmon. They just don't. If you have wild salmon 3 times a week, then you're likely not needing omega-3 supplementation, but most people never do that. And then on top of that is magnesium. I mean, the soil quality that we have today is dramatically less than it used to be. And this is actually something that your boy Paul Check has talked about quite a bit. Yeah, he talked about soil quality, and magnesium has suffered the most from that monocropping over the decades. And that's why magnesium is so low in people in this day and age. So even the average person, I think, could benefit from omega-3 and magnesium.
I feel like that magnesium's helping me sleep at night because I take 2 with dinner and then 2 before sleep. I feel like that's definitely helping my sleep.
Yeah, magnesium, that's something that's been demonstrated to help improve sleep length and sleep quality. Yeah. So improving both markers, which is good. I mean, sleep is the king of recovery. Yep. Nutrition is important, but if you don't sleep well, it doesn't matter how well you ate. You're not going to perform properly. So we want to optimize sleep and nutrition as much as possible.
So for someone who can't really quite afford all the testing for like the poop and the pee and the saliva and stuff, what would you say is like a good start for people to find out what
I think that
reactive to?
It depends. You can go through a couple of different ways. You can it depends on the skill of the practitioner that's looking at it. But if you want probably one of the biggest bang for the buck tests that you could possibly do, I would say a food sensitivity analysis. There's a lot of other things you can get, like your hormones and your cholesterol, your CB, your complete blood count, your comprehensive metabolic panel. These are all things that are beneficial that you can get. But a food sensitivity, I feel like it's the best bang for the buck that people can do. And because when you remove the foods that you're sensitive to, you're automatically going to reduce your inflammation, which is going to improve your physical output and also your recovery and also your health. You're automatically going to improve your gut health. And there isn't anything in the body you can't connect your gut to. Your gut is the gateway to everything. This is something a lot of people kind of forget. They try to place importance on organs like your thyroid, your sex organs, your heart, your liver. Although these are all wildly important organs, they're only ever alive if the gut digests and assimilates nutrients properly. Everything that feeds the thyroid that allows it to make thyroid hormone comes from the gut. Everything that feeds the liver to allow it to do its job comes from the gut. Everything, like for example, our sex hormones, they're all manufactured from fats and vitamin B3. This comes only if we properly digest and absorb it within the gut. So gut health feeds everything else. So when we're looking at a food sensitivity test, we're reducing our inflammation, we're improving our gut health, and through those 2 pathways, we're impacting the entire organism as a whole. So I would say bang for the buck, do a food sensitivity test, but do a good one. The one I had Sugar go through was Oxford Biomedical Leap MRT. I make absolutely no money saying that. That's what I use in my practice, and that's what I would recommend everybody who's listening to this show right now use as well.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
That's sweet.
So say for someone like you, or for someone like us, say we had a little bit too many puffs of weed and we're wanting a nice little sweet tooth. What's your go-to sweet tooth?
A go-to sweet tooth. Man, honestly, I would really just do whatever you want. I'm a big fan of psychological adherence over the long period of time, and I don't really pick favorites in terms of sweet tooth. I would just say get it out of your system and then get back on the plan. That would be as simple as that, because if somebody had a sweet tooth and it was something that was bothering them, it's ideally over time, especially over the course of a fight camp, or if someone's trying to get really lean for like a photo shoot or something like that, the last thing we want to do is create more stress hormones. Stress hormones cause the body a lot of havoc. Like in sugar's example, if sugar was creating cortisol, well, cortisol is one of the number one hormones that retains water on the body. And so if he's highly stressed out, then it's something where his weight is not going to be coming down throughout fight camp, which is going to stress him out even more and then cause even more water retention and more plateaus and frustration. This happens to a lot of people. So a lot of times I would just say, fuck it. Have your sweet tooth, do your thing, and then get back on the damn plan tomorrow, because then you got it out of your system. There's no stress, and then you're going to use that extra glycogen replenishment from the little sweet tooth that you had in your training session to dominate the next day anyway. Just don't do it too often.
Yeah, for sure. That's
People
awesome.
got excited. They're like, fuck yeah, he said I could have a sweet tooth every night.
Yeah, Dan said it's okay, right?
So Precision Nutrition is your program?
Precision Nutrition is a program I like to promote. It's one of my mentors is Dr. John Berardi. I've gone through. I'm a master coach through his program, so I do recommend it a lot. But my program, I've got my Ultimate Nutrition Mentorship. That's a 16-week nutrition program that is more geared for people who are interested in this kind of a conversation, who want optimal. 10 out of 10, not even 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
Damn.
I go in depth in both the science and art of program design over the course of 16 weeks to really combine everything that we're talking about at a high level.
Damn.
That's awesome. So for any of our listeners thinking about going to college for nutrition, don't do it. Go to Dan Garner.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, if you want strategies that work, I mean, this is something I was actually thinking about making a video about, is the difference between educators and coaches. Educators, they are great for the industry because they move things forward from a scientific perspective, but you have to have a little bit of a grain of salt to anybody who doesn't actually get results. Anybody who isn't in the trenches every single day working with athletes at the highest possible level. And when it comes to my nutrition mentorship, I have worked with athletes in the NFL, the NHL, the UFC, the MLB, Olympians. I have Olympic gold medalists. I've had
Brian
UFC
Callen.
title holder. I've got 3 Super Bowl winners I've worked with. It's just I've got strategies that work, period. So there's a big difference sometimes between research and coaching. And it's the marriage between those two is what people are going to want to look for the most.
Has your best athlete, was it Brian Callen?
He was my most dangerous athlete.
That
I'll say that.
That's fucking funny.
That's awesome.
His kung fu is on another level.
So, hey, Dan, how can everyone follow you? Where can everyone follow you at?
Yeah, you can follow me. I post tons of free content almost every single day on training, nutrition, and labs on Instagram at Dan Garner Nutrition, on Facebook, Dan Garner Strength Coach and Nutrition Specialist. And then my podcast is The Garner Report on iTunes, where we talk about a lot of this high-level stuff.
Hell yeah, so awesome. We'll definitely have to do this again. Thanks so much,
Yeah,
Dan.
thank you so much. Looking forward. This is going to be a fucking awesome fight camp, and I'm feeling great.
Awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. I'm totally down to do this again. If you guys ever want to talk shop, I love talking shop. So just let me know and we'll get on a call.
Hell yeah, we'll have to do it in like 3 weeks when I'm a little deeper into camp and I'll be eating perfect, and we'll have to tell everyone how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I'm down. Let's do it.
Sweet. Talk to you soon, Dan.
All right, see you, man.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Damn, so we're still live. But dude, I'm so
Brother
pissed
Dan,
right
what?
now because They're having the World Cup Pro-Am.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's July, New York. Oh, wait. That's July, June, July. Oh, never mind. I'm not pissed. Happy again. Don't worry.
He's happy.
I'm happy.
Wow.
I thought it was June 27th for the World Cup in New York.
Uh-huh.
But it's July 27th.
Oh, really? Dude, how smart is that fucker?
Dude, what? That was so sweet. That
Holy
motherfucker's so smart, dude.
Damn it, dude.
It's funny how like just like we manifested this in a way.
That's exactly
talking
it.
about this so long ago. I want to eat perfect. I want to figure out. Boom, we're doing
Dude,
it.
And that Art of Living book I was reading this morning again, it said literally you manifest this shit. You think about it all the time. If you're constantly thinking about negative shit and you're not aware of it, negative shit's gonna keep happening, and you're not even be aware of it. But if you're sitting there thinking about positive stuff, being positive, helping other people, and then helping yourself, and thinking about stuff you want to do, and making little moves towards the things you want to do, it's gonna manifest and come about.
God damn, dude, life's fucking crazy. That was sweet, but for people out there that don't know what to eat,
we're gonna start helping with the Patreon videos.
Yeah, those Patreon videos will go a little more in depth, and I think just trying to be aware of what you ate. Like he said, it could be 18 hours. Like I could eat eggs in the morning and be sore at night. You just got to remember that it's hard without tests. It really is, because I would have never figured out it was.
So I wonder how much just the food sensitivity test is.
But then again, remember who heard
Rhonda Patrick.
Rhonda Patrick said if you're eating this, but I don't know.
But he brought that up in the video. What did he
say?
How you were eating a lot of eggs prior to that. But I don't know. I'm gonna listen to him.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. I don't know. That was sweet. Lucky you got such a smart motherfucker, and he does post a lot of free good shit on Instagram and all that stuff. So super cool. Definitely give him a follow.
Dude, I'm fired up about our first Skype interview.
Yeah, that was
We're
legit.
Gonna get some badass.
Dude, we should try to get some porn girls.
That should be easy. I got one I could think of right now.
Would she? No, she's would.
She's too crazy.
She's dumb.
But
that'd be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Show us your tits.
Maybe like if we get Brian Callen, we'll get Paul Check soon. Maybe we get like a Kyle Kingsbury from Human Optimization. Maybe we get like a comedian here and there.
I already got one.
Any kind
That's
of
me,
guest.
dude.
But that was fucking.
How long we been going?
That's prime.
That's prime time, baby. Prime time. We
All
got
right,
sparring
people.
in an hour.
Let us know about the Patreon if you like that idea. If you like that idea, post a comment, and like I said, we'll pump out way more content for $3 a month. That's it.
Or send me a pic of your mom's tits, and we'll give it to you for free.
See, that we could work something out
For
too.
sure.
If you're strapped for cash and your mom's got big ass jugs.
Or even your girl.
If it's your girl, that's cool too.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Every month, one pic, one snap, free content.
Okay, everyone. See you next week.
Doses. Jobins. Don't do that.
Hey, Big Dick Dan Garner here.
Hey, Garner, it's me. I'm eating your meal plan, brother.
How you feel, brother?